Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
It's going to be a good day, the camera work. It is 9:02 on this brutally cold 20th day of February, 3 degrees. Fun out there. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show. We got a great one for all of you. Joining us in just a couple of minutes, we'll be talking to Trustee Rick Lauschke from Godfrey. Coming up, the municipal consolidated elections April 1st, and our coverage continues on getting insights from candidates and elected officials that are pursuing re-election and making sure that all of us are as informed as we can be as we get closer to April the 1st. Then at 10:10, Mark Glenshaw joins us. He'll be having a really cool presentation over at Hayner Library. He joined us a few years back about his really deep dive into the owls over at Forest Park. Really fascinating. He'll be speaking at Hayner Library this weekend, and we'll be getting all of those details and so much more. Then at 10:35, we're talking with Jen from NFuze Wellness, and we're going to learn about her background and the mission behind NFuze. Their grand opening is set for just a couple of days away, and we're going to explore what sets them apart and, what they're bringing into wellness and all that and more for the community. So great conversations come down the pipeline in the next 2 hours. I hope you stay there with me, or if you have to tune out and come back to at RiverBender.com/daily show so you'll never miss out. Top of the hour news now. An Alton man, Tyler S. Kennedy, 41, is facing serious charges after allegedly attacking the same victim from a previous domestic battery case. Here's what we know. On February the 7th, he was accused of aggravated domestic battery and criminal damage to property after strangling and striking the victim with a broomstick. Both individuals had been drinking when the incident escalated to violence. Kennedy, a history of domestic abuse involving the same victim with reports of threats against her life. The state successfully petitioned to keep him detained, citing multiple calls to law enforcement regarding incidents of abuse. A vehicle collision with a power pole resulted in significant power outages in Jerseyville and Kane yesterday, leaving around 1,300 without electricity. The incident was reported at around 8:55 a.m. and cut power to 1,100 customers in Jerseyville and 200 in Kane. By 10:57, crews from Ameren restored power to all but 13, who remain affected until the damaged pole is replaced. Ameren has suggested establishing a warming center for the households that are still affected, and we'll keep you updated when that power pole does get replaced. But just a little bit of an update of why the power was out in Jerseyville and Kane. The Madison County Sheriff's Office has issued a public alert about an uptick in telephone scams targeting residents. As of February of this year, scammers are increasingly sophisticated, often possessing personal information about their victims. The Sheriff's Office advises residents to disconnect suspicious calls and contact law enforcement immediately. They clarified that legitimate law enforcement practices do not include requesting payment via kiosks, Apple Pay, or gift cards, nor do they ask for bond money or inquire about active warrants. Residents suspecting that they have fallen victims to these scams are urged to report the incidents to the Madison County Sheriff's Office. And finally, in the news this morning, two more news stories for you. My apologies. A 19-year-old man, Kelvin Rogers, has been charged with multiple felonies, including first-degree murder. In connection with a homicide that occurred earlier this month, Rogers from East St. Louis arrested after an investigation was initiated by the Illinois State Police just a few days ago on February the 8th. The investigation followed the shooting of 17-year-old Parker Boniak of Belleville, who was shot and killed while standing outside a vehicle And Rogers faces serious charges, including that armed robbery and unlawful possession of weapon by a felon, including first-degree murder, and currently awaiting extradition from Missouri. And finally in the news today, City Councilman from Wood River Bill Dittmers is raising serious allegations against Wood River city officials, claiming unauthorized payments have been made under the TIF agreement. During a recent city council meeting, Dittmers proposed a special meeting scheduled for February the 24th to discuss the need for an independent investigation and a forensic audit. He cited concerns about unauthorized distributions, contract enforcement failures, and improper handling of public documents. In contrast, Councilman Jeremy Plank argued that the TIF process should be simplified to support small businesses rather than complicating it with excessive regulations. The full recording of the Wood River City Council meeting available on RiverBender.com, and we will be keeping you updated as we get more details ahead of the special meeting. Let's take a look at weather at 9:07, but there ain't much to look at. It is literally 4 degrees outside. I'll pass on this day. It feels like 0. Today, very cold and sunshine, with extreme cold being dangerous for outdoor activities, so stay inside if you can. And tonight, clear, but it will be frigid, and it will, again, be dangerous for outdoor activities. The overnight warming locations will be active in our Riverbend region. Temperatures today reach 22 degrees, drop down to 2 overnight as we head into Friday, and we see temperatures warming up here in the next 4 days. Tomorrow, a high of 28, a low of 17, and on Saturday, highs near 40. And a low near 25 degrees, sunny skies. On Sunday, partly sunny skies, a high of 52, a low of 32 degrees, and we start off our Monday, the 24th of February, with temperatures reaching 60. I will take it. And lows dropping down to 35 degrees, but who's counting on Monday? Hey, that's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It's 9:08 in downtown Alton. It's 4 degrees, and it feels like 0 out there for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. While I have you, and before I play some music and we look at Clark Bridge, let me tell you about Carver's Barbecue, because they're truly the best. You know, I always tell you about my family doing the catering option. Why cook for Christmas or Thanksgiving? But you guys are getting probably tired of that live read. I hear you loud and clear. So why don't I just tell you this? The other day, I saw Carver's put up this really cool thing. They have a slot room over at Carver's. So while you're eating award-winning barbecue, go ahead and throw a $20 into Heidi, and then you're going to win maybe $400. Who knows? Could have a good lunch. Well, they were having free brisket burgers with anybody that was in their gaming room. My parents didn't go game, and gamble. They decided, well, I just want the brisket burger, so they bought some and took them home, and I'm telling you what, they talked about them for 3 days. They're that good, and why not take a chance on a cold day? Why cook? Stop by 2716 Groveland and Godfrey. Give them a call, 618-467-9999, or just order online at carversbbq.com. Why are you doing this to yourself? Cooking made easy, and cooking the best way possible at Carver's Barbecue. carversbbq.com. Don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break. Downtown Alton, Skycam, commercial break, Daily Show, in that order.
Suck it in if you're into dinner in Berlin. Make it a spin move or else you'll win. And then begin to see what you're doing to me. This MTV is not for free. It's OPC is killing me. So desperately I'll sing the other love.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
(9:13). Welcome back, Daily Show on this 20th day of February. Trustee for the Village of Godfrey, Rick Lauschke, in studio. I got to just start off with this question. Are you excited for April 2nd?
Yes, I am.
How's life treating you? How's life treating you on this Thursday?
Oh, life's treating me fine. It's just, you're busy between work and then you're trying to campaign and it gets hectic. And
yeah.
I don't have a background in campaigning, okay? I've got a government affairs director that has been a big help as to how you might go about things, but I'm just a business person.
Is this your first time running for re-election?
Yes.
Wow. So
right.
What's different from for running for re-election than running maybe just as somebody seeking office the first time?
Well, I really want this one. I want one more term. At that point, I'll probably not go again. But we'll wait and see. The first time I ran, because at the time they were talking about trying to do a city manager, and I just don't think Godfrey's at a point where we need to go pay for a city manager and have a mayor part-time. So that's why I ran for it then, and I saw some other things I just wanted to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're at a point where we've got certain things we've got to do, and the forum got taken over by this comprehensive plan and growing Godfrey. But to me, the comprehensive plan is critical right now because we don't have a plan so that we can start trying to figure out what we want to do with business, what we want to do with zoning. And we need to bring some more people in here, but at a modest rate that we can manage it.
Well, and that's such a good topic, too, because that really was. I mean, if you had a drinking game for comprehensive plan, you would have had a pretty successful night. But when I hear that, though, and this is something that it's not a pot shot or anything, is it actually going to be followed? Because so many cities and townships have these plans that we hear about, and then nothing ever goes through.
That is key. And the thing that I would get into with it is that if we have a really good comprehensive plan, we're going to have a lot of steps that help us achieve that. Mm-hmm. My impression is, and the way I would want to do it as a trustee, is we're going to look at it at least every 6 months and evaluate ourselves on whether we're doing it.
I like it.
It took me 2 years to find out we had a comprehensive plan for parks, bike paths, and pedestrian paths.
Wow.
Now, you look at that path, that plan, it's a heck of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And we're following some of it. But as a board, we've never looked at that plan. And we should see where we are with it and what do we have to do to do it. But yeah, comprehensive plans usually get thrown in a drawer and nobody looks at them. But we have to bring that back out into the
It goes
board.
into an accountability side where you're monitoring, hey, are we actually doing the things that we've set processes out to accomplish?
Yeah, and I think it keeps us focused on where our resources go. Because right now we get caught into some things. We'll do this, but where does that really sit in the whole plan?
Right. And, on top of that, too, Godfrey has something that, not a lot of townships truly have, maybe Wood River in a sense, but that's land to grow with. I mean, you guys have that 255 corridor and just spaces that it seems like if you grow the right way, it could be a really prosperous, 50 years down the road plan, because obviously that's not going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
But it's just there's actual hope there in terms of sustainable, good growth.
Right. And the thing is, where do we grow the business corridor?
Yeah.
Our Godfrey Road is our corridor right now. And it really needs to try to be more consistent from a business corridor. Mm-hmm. Now, they want to go north out on Lars Hoffman, but I don't know that we're going to be able to acquire land, or anybody's going to be able to acquire land at a good price. So the question is, where else can we do it? And I look at that to come out of a comprehensive plan.
Yeah, and and on top of that too, when people are running for office, especially the first time for a trustee or an aldermanic position, and this is where I'm fascinated too. Sometimes that you hear these ideas that are wonderful, but it's just outside of the scope of, trustee. It's outside of the scope of an alder person. And I got to ask you, now that you've been doing this for 4 years, you're running for another 4, what have you learned in that time of just collaboration? Like you said, accountability on council, figuring out where these paths, these corridors should sit. What's that like working with, at least trying to find that majority on the trustee board?
Well, it's always a challenge. When I first got onto the board, I didn't run with any grandiose schemes. It was, I'm pro-business, pro-growth, and fiscally responsible. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's watched the meetings, I tend to get into issues on why are we doing this? What's the financial part of this thing, and how are we going to pay for it? I'll still do that, but this time I want to focus on how are we going to plan to grow. Yeah. And how do we go recruit businesses in here instead of waiting for them to come get us?
Right.
And I think that is a critical part of it. And I'd like to see if we do, I think PGAV is the one to do the comprehensive plan with. I've seen their plans. I like the way they collect the information and do things.
What was the holdup there, and why are we going back in circle? Don't want to say we because I don't live in Godfrey, but just watching this, it seems like there was a little bit of a disconnect.
I think it's a difference of opinion on who's best for it.
Okay.
There's 4 of us sat and watched the presentation from the 2 planners. My choice, when I looked at it, clearly PGAV had a by far better presentation and a method of collecting the information, analyzing the information. The couple plans that I've seen them do, they're pretty in-depth. They got good concrete steps to achieving those goals. Mm-hmm. And I think there's other things they can help us with. Yeah. One of it is, how do we put together a marketing packet to bring in businesses or retail? Why should you come to Godfrey? And here's the reasons. And I'm not sure we're real clear on how we do that today. A lot of it is business eventually finds us.
Well, and that's, how can you incentivize without, giving out maybe a little bit too much of the horse in the wagon and losing some of the revenue off of a business coming into town? Is that something that you've kind of had conversations about? Because I know people give incentives like, maybe TIF funds or, freezing some of the licensing fees or, doing something to help. Have you looked into those, or I'm sure you have?
Godfrey has probably about, if I had to guess, we probably got about $11 or $12 million sitting in, excuse me, business district funds, TIF funds. Really? And we're also part of an enterprise zone that comes out of Jerseyville that's part of that modal center they're trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
So you have some incentives there. I would like to have seen a 4-year tax rebate or a tax. They get rid of your taxes for 4 years once you build a new building. But excuse me, but they didn't do that. But there are 3 tools there to do that, and we've got some flexibility to do it.
Well, and see, that seems like it's safe flexibility where it's not, you're basically selling yourself out just for, I don't want to see, but you're selling yourself out in terms of hoping that business is successful and is able to, replenish or do whatever they can to get you back up to even.
Yeah, we've had some people that want to do things here, and we'll work with them on the TIF.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that when we first got into it, I was watching is that, okay, if we'll give them TIF money and we'll work it, and we do the TIF money through services, whether it's land grading, surveying,
gotcha,
the infrastructure to get there, that kind of sewers, whatever we need for that kind of stuff. But I also want to make sure and put caveats on it that if you're going to build a new retail building, you're not bringing somebody that's already in Godfrey out of someplace and into your place. That does us no good at that point.
Right.
But if you're coming into the city new, I mean, Scooters was new. We helped them. We're going to help Top Shelf Liquor. We helped, I can't remember who the third one. We gave some assistance to them, but it's usually in services. And we talked about that with the hotel.
Yeah.
We'll help you with services. We're not just going to give you cash. Well, so you go from there.
And, I was curious about it because the hotel thing I follow a lot, try to as much as I can. And, I don't get into the weeds of it. I just know that it was discussed. Do you see a need for the hotel in Godfrey currently, or do you see the growth in Godfrey leading to that? Because sports tourism is something that everyone needs hotels for, because of all the club teams that come in, if you build it, they'll come for tournaments. Is that kind of, just curious?
Well, that's a big question.
Sorry, I didn't.
No, the hotels will see the need.
Yeah.
I can say we have a need, but the hotels are the ones that decide whether they have a need to come in here or not. But I think the sports tourism thing it could be a very critical vehicle to growing. And one of the things Trustee Lombardi and I had talked about, we sort of talked about it with Alton a couple of times. Okay. So when you look at Alton, Godfrey, and don't forget Lewis and Clark, it's a gem.
It is.
We all have fields. We all have sports facilities that we could use. The question is, how can we coordinate it, and what can we actually get here?
Yep.
Now, there's talk in the area where it will or if it will is a sports complex that's a much bigger complex that deals with regional tournaments, not just local tournaments, but regional, state, nationwide tournaments. Well, that's a big undertaking, but if you can get something like that put in a certain spot, you can start driving hotels, you can start driving retail. I want to be very careful how it stresses our infrastructure and our emergency response services.
That's a huge...
Because that could be... I don't want to be a logjam to get to one end of town to the other town like Edwardsville is at times.
Right.
You hit the wrong day, you're stuck in traffic.
Or getting at that light in Jerseyville, you'll be there until Tuesday,
Well, and home prices will go up, but I don't want to see them go up meteorically so that some people just lose the opportunity to get into a house.
Yeah.
And that, again, is part of a comprehensive plan, because as you grow, you need all types of housing. It's just single family, duplexes, you can do quadplex, you need apartments. When you get into apartments, the person managing it is crucial. If they don't manage it, it's going to turn into junk. But if you got a good manager, it'll stay a good property. Right now, I think Emmons and Crest have probably the most. They're nice condos or nice apartments everywhere. So there is a place for that. You just got to figure out where you're going to do it and how you're going to do it.
Absolutely.
But you got to have all levels of housing for all levels of income.
And, do you have a moment to take a quick break with me, and we'll come back?
Fine.
Perfect. I got to pay a quick bill anyway. It's 9:25. We'll come back. Great conversation with Trustee Rick Lauschke. More as we head closer and closer to April the 1st. That's the consolidated election. You stay there. We'll stay here in the studio on RiverBender.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 9:27, a little bit of change. Rick Lauschke back in the studio. You know, what does the campaign look like for a trustee? Are you out knocking doors and making phone calls, or
not in this temperature? No, no. Right now. Excuse me. Right now, I got signs up, but I expect I'll probably go out knocking doors the 1st of March, provided it's not 12 below, provided we don't have 12 inches of snow. But I knock on doors and I leave door hangers. Some people I get to talk to, a lot of people I don't get to talk to, but at least I'm trying to get out and talk to them and understand what it is they're in favor of, what they're against.
Yeah.
And I if people want to call and tell me something, I'm glad to take their opinions on stuff. In the end, I'll look at all the facts and I'll still vote a way. It may be their way, it may not be their way.
Well, and see, it's important though, because it's a two-pronged approach when it comes to government and just how it works. And so many times you see these folks that get upset over one decision that's made. God knows when, over God knows what, and the problem I have with it is half the time we don't even know who our elected officials are locally. So I just hope that. While candidates knock doors this year, people actually answer them, because I've heard that it's been getting pretty tough to get folks to even answer the door right now, and you could be Mother Teresa, it's just the door ain't getting answered, So I just hope that our public is as active as the candidates are at this time of the year to truly learn and to vote.
I hope they do get active.
Yeah.
You look at the last few voting statistics, it's a low turnout. Yeah, it's a consolidated election. Everybody loses sight of it when you just had the November election and you're just beat about the head with all this advertisement.
Right.
You get sick of it. You don't want to hear it.
Right.
People make a lot of campaign promises they don't fulfill. The only promise I got is getting this comprehensive study done, and we will then focus on it in board meetings. You've got to focus on it.
And I wanted to follow up on it because it's a great conversation to have. And do you see a way that you can hold yourselves accountable as board members? Is there, and you can't, I don't know necessarily the word punish yourself is the term, but is there a way where you can check and balance this to where if it's not being met, whether it's with your board or in the next, election, if you don't fulfill office and they keep the plan going, is there going to be checks and balances do you see in there?
Well, I'm not bashful about bringing it up. I know bring it up, and we have to grade ourselves, and we have to stick to a plan.
Yeah.
Right now, our plan really consists of goals. It doesn't have a lot of steps as to how we're going to achieve that. So it's not really what I call a comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
I think the last one we did as a citizens group that was a good plan was the one Mayor Campion did in 2007. I think it became an ordinance in 2008. But we got to have something we can measure we're attaining it or not. And we may get into it and realize, hey, this is probably not the right way to go. Let's modify this and do it a different way. Mm-hmm. But I think the important point is bring it out and look at what have we accomplished. And if we haven't accomplished anything, we should be ashamed of ourselves. Right. If we're making progress toward it, let's take credit for it. because a lot of that is going to be from citizens' input anyway with meetings as we put this thing together. So, it's something I'm going to put as a priority because I think planning is what's going to help us grow. And in a way we can manage. I'm not talking about doubling our population in 2 years. That's just ridiculous. It won't work. But let's do something where we're growing. If we don't grow, then our non-real estate tax revenues aren't going to grow. And as our services get more expensive, which everybody's salary is going up, the cost of materials is going up, we're going to have to start looking at other. I hate to go back to real estate taxes to supplement the budget. They're only about $450,000, and you got state income tax and state sales tax. It's over 50% of our budget. So the more we can push, I guess you call them usage taxes.
Yeah.
Those that use it pay for it, and it's not as cumbersome as real estate taxes. And if you looked at your taxes in the last couple of years, they've been going up a lot because of the equalization factors. And I think this year it's going to go up almost 10% again. It's just crazy. So we have to look at non-real estate tax revenues and what we can do to expand that.
Mm-hmm.
And you get into everybody's doing gaming. Everybody's been jumping onto the dispensaries because there's potentially big tax money there.
Sure.
I think gaming brings the village probably $320,000 or $330,000.
Wow.
We don't know what the dispensary is bringing us because nobody can see it right now.
Do you have to? Is it just a timing thing, or?
Well, supposedly it's buried in sales tax, and nobody can break it out for you. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I should know what part of it's coming from the dispensary because we're supposed to, as a village, we get 3% of every dollar sold.
Mm-hmm.
That's to Godfrey. So then we can use that to help Godfrey. So, those are two things that they're a little slippery, but that helps bring some revenue too. So is that going to bring us another $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 between the two of them? We don't know yet. So
when it's just what I like though is it's just a matter of fact because you've been in the seat and you've kind of seen this process play out and you know that you just can't make claims like candidates who like new candidates who can go, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna eliminate this tax and we're gonna go and free. You can't do all that. It's about really having a conversation and seeing what's happening. Now, do you foresee? Can you get this broken out? Would that be a board vote?
I don't.
Is that
get what?
Would the board have to vote to separate the budget or the sales tax from that audit or is there?
No. That's.
Because if you can't, I didn't know if you could.
It just comes as a line item.
Oh, that's right.
And we don't have control over that. That's the state. I think that's going to be a state issue.
See, I didn't know if the council could vote on, or board of trustees could vote on how the budget's broken out. I didn't know if that was.
We vote on the budget every year.
Mm-hmm.
So we got money allocated to streets, stormwater problems. Then we've got. Well, obviously, we got the police contract we got to pay for, so that right now is about $3.4 million. Mm-hmm. That goes up a little every year, and in 2027, that's going to be a whole renewal, a new contract that we're going to have to put together. So we got to keep that in mind as to what that expense is going to be. I don't think it's going to stay where it is. It's obviously going to go up. The question is how much.
And one thing I wanted to bring up too, and it was about your background in housing, because I mean, obviously we know that real estate is your bread and butter, and you've seen this. How do you see Godfrey growing its housing market in a way that's not, you've touched on it during the break and a couple of times about different models of housing, apartments or condos. But do you see it in a way where you guys can do this in phases, or would it be just intermixed per developer? In the next 10 years?
I think it's a combination of all that. You're going to have to do it in phases. You're going to have to try and lay out. My vision is you try and lay out your current. You got to look at your current zoning and how does that lay out compared to what you want it to be, and what modifications do we have to make. And then you're going to have to figure out what developers will come in here and do this. We have local developers that, again, we can't forget them because they've been doing the development.
Right.
And you're going to get somebody come in here. It'll come through, blow through in a storm, throw up a bunch of stuff, and they're gone, and they haven't done much for the community except this little bit of housing. Yeah. So there's nothing there. But I think when you look at the plan, what we have to change, and then look at the types of housing we have that make it affordable for everybody. This market is crazy right now. It's just the prices I see are just ridiculous at times.
And one thing I was curious about, and I really don't know the answer to this, is does Godfrey have a program? Because I know there's home ownership programs around Madison County, and different towns have them, but in terms of, I always go back to the 80-year-old resident that's been, paying their taxes and trash bill on time, and they're on a fixed income and their HVAC system completely breaks. And, fixed income, there's no money, maybe there's very little financing available. Is there a program that helps homeowners with that are on fixed income repair things inside their home to keep properties looking nice?
I don't know exactly, but I think if you look at some of the charitable organizations around here, there are charitable organizations that will help people out. You got Ameren has some programs. You've got Madison County has some programs, especially if you're getting into utilities, you can't afford them before they get shut off. You get some assistance.
True.
People that want to buy houses, you've got all kinds of grants. I think probably the best one right now is the Down Payment Plus plan that some of the banks are doing. Not every bank can participate, but at the right income level, you can get $10,000 that's forgivable over 5 years. You can get Madison County grant money. You can get Alton City grant money. So there's ways to do it, but you got to, and that's another big pet peeve of mine. You got to talk with the local banks. Don't get on the internet. Don't go to a different country or state. Stay local.
Yeah.
They're going to be as competitive as anybody else. You're going to know what your costs are. The other way, you're going to get hit with hidden costs.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to come up with money that you didn't expect.
Very fascinating.
So there's programs out there, but usually the charitable organizations can help with a lot of people. It's just getting to know who can do that.
100%.
So, yeah. But
another thing, too, that I think Godfrey's done a really good job of is trying to promote all of their businesses as best as they can. And I'm not saying that to patronize you. It's cool to see a website that's literally about every business and event that's happening within your village. Do you foresee that continuing to grow?
Well, I think we have to continue to grow that because it helps promote the businesses in Godfrey. And people don't know about certain businesses because they're not out all the time.
True.
And I'm big on, if I can go buy it at a local business, I'll do that.
Right.
I've got a lot of friends that don't want to do anything but Amazon. My concern is that the local people, if it's whatever it costs, I'm not going to go exorbitant, but if I can get it here, I'll get it here because it keeps people employed.
Jeff Bezos isn't sponsoring the ladybugs at Godfrey, Park and Rec.
No. And they're not employing people that are in the different stores that then put money back into the community. That's my big deal.
That's very true. And honestly, the growth too. I mean, you had a few new restaurants coming in. Godfrey, the last couple of years. Are there any new ones that you foresee coming down the pipeline relatively quickly?
I would hope we could get some new ones. I don't know what they are. At this point.
Just curious if you had any or if there was. I always ask that just in case.
I haven't heard it now. Jim Agger, our business development manager, may hear it before I hear it, but I do have people that may be looking at stuff, and then they don't want it talked about because they don't want people to know what they're doing until they're ready to do it. So that's confidential type stuff. But
what do you think is the biggest priority on voters' minds, just in Godfrey? When you're talking with folks, whether it's while you're showing a house or while you're working your day job or you're having a phone call about city or a village business, is there one issue one topic?
It varies again.
Really?
You get some people are looking at taxes. Other people want the rec center. The rec center could bring growth. It could keep families here. It could bring new families into the area. You got roads. I mean, roads and storm drain problems, those get to be big issues.
Yeah.
So it sort of varies again, but I'd say in those three we've got it. I think most people are happy with it. I'm happy with Madison County doing the police service. Right now, we don't contract with a trash service. I don't want to contract with a trash service. Let people gravitate to where they want. But that's what I hear. I don't want to raise taxes if I don't have to.
100%.
So you go from there. The rec center, I think it's a great concept. I would like it, but like I said in the Godfrey thing, we have to know what it is the citizens want, and can we do it? How big is that facility? We've got the money to probably pay for it. Is that the right way to do it? And then what's it going to cost to staff and maintain it once we do it?
Right.
That's the big problem.
Well, 100% over. And I think that's the biggest problem. I think we get these rose-colored glasses sometimes, and you go, man, that looks cool. It's and then you realize, well, maybe it's great for some other people, and it's not too great for us.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that how important is taking a breath, especially as a trustee, because it seems like you guys, just from watching some of these meetings, I mean, you get things thrown at you pretty quickly. You know, presentations made about saving kratom and everything else, and you're having to sit there and be respectful and still not, you know, let things go out of order. You know, how quickly did you adapt to this role is what I'm kind of wanting to figure out the most about you.
Geez, it took me a long time to
Did it really?
I'm still trying to get my arms around the whole thing. But when you get to the meetings, I call it the Friday night dump. And I've got to, if I don't get it Friday night, I get it Saturday. I got to look through it, get ready. I got to start calling people that I've got questions about. Rich and Tony are great when it comes to building and zoning and engineering. So you got to work with that. And sometimes if I'm not ready for it, I'll lay it over. The electrical licensing ordinance.
Was that with the folks that were trying to get like sprinklers? Was that?
No.
That was a different one?
Illinois doesn't license electricians. Now, you have some communities here like Granite City and whatnot that are licensing electricians. You have to be licensed in order to work in Granite City to do electrical work. And this was, once you get the electrical ordinance in place, it was going to have an office, and then you're going to, the electrical inspector, then you're going to have a board, and then they have the option to make up rules and regulations, and you have to take a test, and you got to pass the test to get licensed. Otherwise, you can't do electrical work. And it was, I mean, if you add a load to your electrical system, you're going to have a licensed electrician, or you do it yourself. And we're going to add switches, or we're going to add outlets or fans or whatever. It finally got to registration for issues where you're pulling your meter. So it's like a new circuit breaker box, generators, solar panels.
Mm-hmm.
Still wasn't happy with it because I don't think we need to be registered. It's not the electricians that are creating the problem. What it appered to be is it was the pool people and the landscaping people that don't know what they're doing, and they create the problem.
Right.
So, you know, it's a barrier for the little people, the little outfits to work in, because let's say you've got the big ones like a Wegman or a Camp. All they need is one person licensed for it or registered for it. They may not work in Godfrey, but they're registered for it.
Right.
That I didn't think was fair either.
No.
So,
well, and it's a good point, because I do remember that, and remember the line specifically about, you know, you have these folks that come in that are putting sprinkler system, and you're 100% correct.
With the new materials and stuff, I'm not for sprinkler systems in houses. The materials and the let's say the technology has changed such that shouldn't be your problem. Now you get into big commercial buildings and then I do think there's a reason for that because of the number of people.
Right.
But not in homes. It's just going to add a tremendous amount of expense to it.
Mm-hmm. And what is your thought on the ATV issue? Just because that has been something that has been.
Well, I'm not sure. I was not for ATVs being
on the roads.
City roads.
Yes.
And the problem we have is we got a lot of county and state roads in our area. Mm-hmm. And I just think that, you know, let's say people start using the side-by-sides, ATVs or whatever. Now you got a problem if somebody's doing something they shouldn't be doing and how they get away from people and things like that. And it's going to create a problem. How do you manage it? How do you control it? And I don't think the police would like that if they had the choice to do it either.
Yeah, no, 100%.
No, you can do it where you're doing it in the country. You've got golf carts. Just be good with it. We can't just let ATVs go all over Godfrey roads because it's bad enough with traffic today as it is.
I agree with you on that. And then, you know, just remember George Jones still got one on a tractor, so you're still going to get one on a four-wheeler, you know? You know, going forward as we're getting closer to April, what do you want the public to know about you the most in Godfrey as you're looking for at least, you know, that next 4 years?
Well, the thing I try to tell people is I try to do what is right for Godfrey, regardless of my self-interest. I'm not here working for my benefit. I'm trying to do what's right for the Village of Godfrey.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people may not agree with what my decision is. Other people will. But I'm trying to analyze what the situation is, evaluate it, talk to people I need to get more information, but try to do what's right for Godfrey. We have to keep it growing. We have to keep the non-real estate tax revenue going, and we have to give people a reason, whether it's people, businesses, hotels, a reason to come into Godfrey. We can't just wait for them to find us. That's my big thing. How do we do that and do it in a manageable fashion?
How can people get in touch with you to find out more? Maybe even get a yard sign. Are you doing yard signs?
They can call me on my phone. It's on almost all my real estate stuff. But no, all they got to do is call me, or they can text me, email me, whatever.
Really cool.
But yeah, I got plenty of signs. I'm waiting until the snow gets by to go put some more out. But I'll probably start putting more of those out this weekend.
Well, really cool. And seriously, best of luck as we get to April 1st. And then just to clarify, it's the top 3 vote getters, correct? Out of the
top 3
2
vote getters. We're not like Alton where you're running in a district.
Yeah.
This is village-wide. So it's the top 3 vote getters. Every 2 years we do the others. The other 3, then 3. And the mayor's every 4.
Really cool. I just wanted to make sure they knew that just in case.
Yeah, top 3.
With that being said, 9:46, a little bit of change. It is a whopping 5 degrees. We'll take a quick break and come back with more after this.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hello, it's me. I've thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long. Maybe I shouldn't think of you.
Welcome back, Daily Show hitting you. 9:50. Coming down the pipeline in just a couple of minutes, more conversations and more great interviews with NFuze Wellness and Mark Glenshaw. He is going to be talking about a great presentation coming down the pipeline at Hayner Library. But while I have you, always a great time to fill you in on what's happening right across the 618. Just a little bit of a news brief, things we won't get to in our top of the hour news, but wanted to make sure that we still filled you in on them. And this is out of the Alton Police Department, submitted by the Alton Police Department. Police Chief Jarrett Ford was presented with the Wellness Within certificate on behalf of Sacred Spaces of Care and officers. of the Alton Police Department. The award presented by Megan Tyler, the founder and executive director of the Sacred Spaces of Care organization, in recognition of Ford's leadership, dedication, and commitment to the well-being of his officers and willingness to partner with organizations like Sacred Spaces to support officer wellness. Chief Ford was quick to shift the spotlight and express his gratitude to everyone involved, stating the recognition's not about me, it's a collective effort for our officers, the experiences they deal with, and our community partners. It's about ensuring our officers have the resources they need to take care of themselves so they can continue serving Alton with strength and compassion. I'm grateful for the partnership with Sacred Spaces of Care and their commitment to our department. Megan Tyler also shared her appreciation for Chief Ford, thanking him for opening the doors of the Alton Police Department to allow her and her organization to assist. She recognized his leadership in fostering a culture of care both within the department and throughout the community. He ended with this line, "We are grateful for this partnership and look forward to continuing these efforts to support our officers." Just an update from Sacred Spaces of Care that I wanted to make sure that you were all filled in on and up to date. And also a little bit of more for you out of the Terminal Railroad and bi-state development discussion. This was proposed bi-state infrastructure projects in the St. Louis metro area, and Congresswoman Budzinski has met with Terminal Railroad of St. Louis and bi-state development to discuss these. She's previously supported them and have yet to receive the necessary funding to move forward. Incredible. The meeting comes at a critical time as concerns mount over the Department of Transportation's recent decisions to pause the infrastructure funding and wait on new guidelines. And this is what Budzinski had to say. Today's meeting with Congressman Bell, Terminal Rail and bi-state development reaffirmed the role infrastructure investments play in fostering economic growth in the Metro East, as well as ensuring the safety of our roads, bridges, and railways. The need for new investment is widespread. I will continue fighting in Congress to safeguard investments already promised and work with Congressman Bell to push for infrastructure projects in the Metro East and their urgent needs. Bell had this to say. Congressman Bell stated, quote, "I've always said that the St. Louis region is a sleeping giant. Bi-state projects are critical to enhancing the safety and efficiency of our rail and port infrastructure while also ensuring that our communities will benefit from good-paying jobs. I'll continue to support transportation infrastructure projects that help the region grow." And just an update on a little bit of the slowdown on the projects within the bi-state development area. Do I have time for one more, do you think? I think I have time for one more. Yeah, I do have time for one more. This is really cool. I was wanting to talk with you about it tomorrow, but I'll talk to you about it today. How about this? So 4 communities are offering 8 weekends of garage sale fun. This is a big deal. This is with the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and I just wanted to showcase this website. So April 25th through the 26th, Maryville, May 1st through the 3rd, St. Jacob, May 16th through the 17th, Troy. If you live within one of the communities and plan to have a sale, be sure to register with the link below. You can use the same link if you are searching for the special item or wanting to find out which neighborhoods are hosting sales. I'm going to take you to this just so you can see this. This is like the coolest thing. So if you go and click this link, it'll take you right here. Boom. Alrighty, we're here. And yeah, then we click on this tab, online search. And then we're going to be in Maryville, so we're going to click those dates. Why not? Show on the map. And then it'll bring you to this nice map option. And whenever one is all set up and ready to go, they will have all their icons on there, and it'll give you directions to all the garage sale locations. Isn't that the coolest thing? Remember when you and your grandma or you and your mom and dad or grandpa were sitting in the car and you were just kind of driving around town bumming until you found a garage sale? They're bringing them right to your fingertips. How much easier do you want it, you know? So all you got to do is go to garagesale.troycoc.com. That's garagesale.troycoc.com, and you can see all of the listings for that really cool garage sale opportunity. Anyway, wanted to fill you in on that before I took a quick break for top of the hour news. It's 9:55, a little bit of change. More Daily Show comes down the pipeline after I tell you about Village Dispensary. If you're looking to channel your inner Snoop Dogg, swing by Village for the best cannabis around. Their friendly staff will have you in and out faster than you can say D-O-double-G. Whether you're after vapes, flowers, topicals, tinctures, edibles, concentrates, and or accessories, they've got everything to keep your stash growing and keep your smile on your face. Locally owned and community rooted, Village Dispensary believes everyone deserves quality cannabis. Check out villagedispo.com for their amazing selection, and remember to tell them that CJ sent you over their way.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, I said you knew.
Welcome back, 9:59 as we are rolling up to top of the hour here. CJ Nasello, it's Our Daily Show. Mark Glenshaw back in the studio. You'll be at Hayner Library on Saturday?
Yes, their location in the Alton Square Mall at 2 p.m. On Saturday the 22nd, talking about the great horned owls that I study in Forest Park.
This is going to be cool. How's life been treating you?
Life has been interesting, I think, for many of us. It's been a very interesting year with the owls. We've had some interesting challenges.
Really?
Well, just things have been quite strange with the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are having intense winter weather, but it was the 4th warmest fall that we've ever had in the St. Louis area.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was really throwing off their behavior, like behavior they should have been doing very intensely in October. They're like, no, we're not doing it because it's 85 degrees out.
Does that affect them in the long term when they don't hit those natural cycles?
It does.
Wow.
It does. So we're hoping that they're going to mate and nest, but usually they would already have been nesting.
Oh, they haven't done that yet?
No.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're really behind. So the window's open, but I'm going to give it just a little more than a week or so. And if I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong.
No, but I mean, that's very serious.
Yeah.
I mean, are they known to miss mating cycles?
It can happen.
Okay, so it's not devastation.
No.
DEFCON 5, but that's still kind of troubling.
DEFCON 5 is actually the normal status. DEFCON 2, as it gets lower, that's worse. Sorry, I'm a military
there you go.
nerd as
DEFCON
well.
2 then, yeah.
No, it's not. And actually, last year they had the full window to mate and nest, but they did not. One of the big changes since I was last here is that Charles has a new mate. And this new mate is a very young female. When she showed up in late November, early December 2023, she was about a year old.
Oh.
And some great horned owls will mate and nest in their first year, but most of them don't do that until they're 2 to 3 years old. And Charles, who is now at least 21 to 22 years old, I think looked at her and said, "Hello, welcome, you're very lovely. And no, I'm not going to try and mate and nest with you because you don't know what you're doing. You're still learning how to be an adult owl."
Oh my God.
And so this female was so young that I named her May because it is a May-December romance.
Oh, well, it's so fascinating. And so what happened? What happened to his former partner?
Unfortunately, Tess, who first showed up in December 2022, Charles and Tess were together for just under a year. And things were building up and looking good. And then Tess disappeared after November 16th, 2023.
Just flew away, or?
Unfortunately, given that they were so close to the mating and nesting period, I can't think of a good reason for a female to leave.
Oh, no.
I think the only conclusion that we can really draw is that she all but certainly died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mating process look like? I mean, I know that you said that obviously a year old's a little bit newer for not unheard of, but still new.
Still young.
How long does it take for that mating cycle to the matchup and the I guess the enticements to lead to the eventual
It's interesting. It can be pretty quick. Let's see. Charles had a mate from 2021 until 2022, about a year and a half, and they had owlets in both years.
Wow.
And their courtship was really brief. My best way to describe it is with a human analogy. Imagine you see a couple go on a first date on Monday. It's a good first date.
Yeah.
They have a second date on Wednesday. It's also a good date. Well, on Friday, they're getting married. On Saturday, they're closing on a house. And on Sunday, they're expecting.
Wow.
That's how condensed that female Sophie was with Charles. Other times, it's, well, let's see when you arrived. Like, we've had a couple of females who arrive too late to mate and nest that year. It's like, hey, I just got drafted for the NFL. Yeah, don't pick out your uniform yet. You're not going to be playing until August. Maybe. So other times it's taken quite a while. And this current female, May, is still showing signs that she's not quite understanding all the things they need to do.
Wow.
For example, mating, doesn't matter what type of animal you are, mating requires some space in 3 dimensions. And the backseat of a Lincoln is much more comfortable than the backseat of a smart car, which has no backseat.
See, this is so fast. How long do owls stay together? I mean, is it a life partnership?
It depends on the type of owl. There's over 200 species of owls.
For great horned
owls, which are the most common widespread owl in North America, they are monogamous as long as possible.
Sounds like a lot of people in this town.
Sounds like a lot of people. It's like exactly. Well played. So Charles.
So is my ex, Mark.
Exactly. Oh yeah. I'm single, maybe.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I needed that laugh today.
Miss Right and Miss Right now. So Charles has had 8 mates in the 19 years I've been studying him.
Whoa.
And some of that has been very long. With his first mate, Sarah, I saw them together for almost 10 years. And how long were they together before that? I'll never know. It's one of my top 5 questions I wish I could have asked and answered. But then we've had mates as little as 6 months. And unfortunately, 4 of his mates have died.
Gotcha.
2 have disappeared. We have no idea what happened to them. And then 1 female, she shoved out her predecessor. In the Forest Park, we have the Muni. We have the Shakespeare Festival. No offense to those fantastic institutions, but we have drama in Forest Park all year long.
So how do you get pushed out? I mean, there was like a literal coup.
There's a little coup, but the female that got shoved out, her name was Olivia. Olivia did not help her situation. Olivia, in the spring of 2016, started to spend time and distance away from Charles. Olivia did not listen to her records by the country singer Tammy Wynette. Yep. Stand by your man. My apologies for my singing.
I love it. This is cool.
And Olivia was a small female.
Yeah.
And this female that shoved her out was bigger and more aggressive. And she shoved out Olivia, and she started to chase Charles around.
Wow.
There's only one name I could give this female. Samantha. As in Samantha from Sex and the City.
I thought you were going to say Camilla.
Well played.
Well played. Man. This is great. Well, what leads to Al's, to the Al's demise in Forest Park? Because obviously, if it's out in the country or things, I'm thinking animals and predators and apex. But I don't think of that in the middle of a major city like St. Louis. I'm sure there still is, though.
There can be, but with great horned owls, they are at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, they're the apex, aren't they?
Indeed, you remember well. So as adults, unless they're ill-injured or really caught with their pants down, they really don't have anything in the way of predators.
Wow.
So there are other dangers. Diseases can happen.
Gotcha.
You can also just get injured. My biggest concern in Forest Park is cars. Because whether it's a field or a lake or a road, the owls will sometimes fly 70, 80 feet above those things or 5 inches.
That's very true. I know because I've hit one with my car. Yeah. This was years ago.
Oh,
this was like 10 years ago. I did call. We took care of the owl, and it was. But it did. It was flying down for a mouse, and they're dark, so you don't see them at night until they're right there. It's not. It wasn't me like slamming down my gas to hit it.
No.
It was just like, whoa,
an accident. Exactly. Yeah. Oh wow. The other thing is, unlike you and me, and most animals, owls have no peripheral vision. Their eyes are so large, and then they have a bony ring around their eyes. They have no peripheral vision.
Is that why they have the almost 360 head?
Not quite 360. At times, almost 270-degree head turning. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's amazing. We can do peripheral vision. I can look at the screens. I can look at your keyboard and everything else. And likewise, on your side, Charles would have to turn his head every which
tunnel
way.
Vision to a whole new level.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating.
And it's scary. And sometimes I've seen signs that they seem to understand that, okay, avoid the cars. And other times it's, let's just fly right through them at tire height.
Well, and true, I'm sure, does it have to do with the longevity of that owl in that location where, maybe a Charles knows, hey, I'm staying away from cars, but somebody that, I don't know how that works. It's just an observation.
No, that's a good question. Charles will show that he seems to understand and then show that he doesn't.
Really?
Yeah.
In the same breath?
In the same breath.
Wow, that is so, and he's been there for how long?
He's been there at least 19 years.
See, that's what, because you go to Disney World and those damn pigeons, they'll come up to you and they want to be fed.
Yeah.
They are not scared of people.
No.
You go, and so it's so fascinating though, because Forest Park has so many people in traffic.
Yes.
You would think that after 20 years, it'd almost be like a passing thought or, not even a thought at all.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it's interesting when I take people out on tours called Owl Prowls.
Yeah.
I'd love to get you out there.
We got to do one. That'll be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. I always emphasize that we got to be very careful and quiet. And sometimes people say, well, why do we have to be quiet? There's all this activity here. And you mentioned all the people that come to Forest Park.
Yeah.
Here's a good fact to know. The number of total visitors that Forest Park has every year, 15.5 million people.
I didn't realize it was that. Whoa.
Yeah. Many people don't. When I ask people how many, guests, they're like,
million.
applaud people when they get to the M word. Many
Really?
people don't even get into the millions.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, let's take a look at this. So just to put that in context, the population of Illinois is right around 16 million.
Yeah.
And Missouri's around 6 million. So the owls are used to a lot of background activity, but they'll still get disturbed by sound or presence that's too loud and too close.
Makes sense.
And I'll give you an example from my own habitat. I live in the city of St. Louis in Dogtown, and I live about 2 blocks between.
That's a nice spot.
Thank you.
It really is. Dogtown's a good spot.
Thank you. I love living there, and it's close to Forest Park.
Yep.
I have to live near Forest Park. That's a non-negotiable. So I live right by the intersection of Manchester and McCausland, 2 4-lane roads between 2 hospital systems. What do I hear frequently? Sirens.
Yep.
But as that has become background noise, I will notice, and I noticed this the other day, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of sirens.
Yep.
Or that siren has not just driven past, that's about a block away from me. What's going on? It goes from background noise to, oh, I'm paying attention to this.
Right.
So with the owls, there is that.
Yeah,
but still with cars, there's this, we seem to understand that it's a danger, and then tomorrow we don't.
Wow. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Because you're right. I mean, the moment you hear a frequency change, I mean, it's no different than, I'm telling you, I am like going absolutely nuts lately. I keep hearing my phone ding when it's not dinging.
Ooh.
And it's because I'm so used to hearing my phone ding every couple of, it's like I'm hearing it and I'm going, man, what is that? And it's because there's nothing there that my brain is already putting sounds back in because it's not normal.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That is a trip.
And I could be going into a padded room, so I don't know how that works, but I'm just...
Well, this room is partially padded.
That's true. That's where I hit my head against the wall normally. No, but it's really fascinating, though, because you get so accustomed to hearing sounds that the moment that sound is not there or it's too much there or a level that's never been heard before, it's freaky.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it mess with their flight pattern and just their like overall behavior? Do they kind of like go crazy in a way, or do they just try to move by it?
They can generally hang with it. These
That's
are
what I was
very
curious about.
adaptable animals, but there still will be a threshold. And the other thing is, when you're with a wild animal, whether it's in your backyard or a place like Forest Park or Yellowstone, you're in that animal's home, and you want to be a good guest. It might be your yard, and you're paying the mortgage, you're paying the rent.
They were there first.
They're there. You got to be a good guest.
You see, are you sure you don't want to go up to a giant moose and take a video of it? Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
You deserve to die.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have no use for people that mess with these massive. They're huge trophies. I mean, these are not deer, and even a deer will kill you. They will beat the hell out of you.
I had a slightly scary encounter with deer earlier this winter.
Did you
Forest
really?
Park. Yeah. I had followed one of the owls. It was May. And there's a buck, and there's a doe. So it was late fall. So we're still in the rut.
Wow.
And I see this deer, and we weren't, 10 feet apart. We had a decent distance away from each other. But I'm watching the owl, and I'm watching the deer, and that buck was watching me.
Yep.
And I was like, sir, your mate is very cute, but I'm not going to try and, buy her a drink or anything.
Well, my dad was in Oakland, in Michigan for a long time, and he got pinned by a bull moose and had to climb a tree. It was terrible. He tells me
That's scary.
And then my older brother and him were at Yellowstone and saw a nice little elk. It was so beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful elk. It was a baby, and they went up to go pet it.
Ooh, not a good
Didn't
idea.
get close because Mama elk came flying in, and they learned how fast an elk can move. But it's things like that where I see these things, and it's just, I don't know if it's a naiveness or a lack of respect or what it is, but I saw that guy taking the video of the moose, and the moment that thing stands up, you better start moving. You better get out of the way quick.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you just sit and you provoke him.
Yeah.
And then the park ranger comes in and either hits it with a tranquilizer or has to calm it down because of someone's stupidity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is all the things you mentioned. It's naivete, it's lack of respect. But it's sort of also just like, well, I'm not sure what the right distance is. Let's just err on the side of caution. No, it's like, let's try and get closer.
Right. It's like, there's a house fire. I wonder if I should go near that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment to stick around?
Of
Because we
course.
still got to talk about your presentation.
Very much so.
We'll take a quick... Mark got in here early so we could start our conversation early. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back coming up on Saturday at 2 p.m. Forest Park Owls, hiding in plain sight, will be the conversation over at Hayner Library's Alton Square Mall location, and we'll come back with more on it right after this.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Right. 10:18, welcome back, Daily Show. Mark Glenshaw back in the studio. We've upgraded a little bit. We're still trying. You know, we got. I think what I want to do is do 4 more here, and then a 70-inch behind me, and then move my microphone over there, and that way I look like one of the talking heads.
Exactly. Yes.
And then I can have a teleprompter to make me sound really, really smart. Because I wing half of this stuff. I don't even write anything down. So imagine me with notes.
No, it'd be incredible.
Man, watch out. Watch out.
But quite impressive. Just winging it. You're like the Owls. You wing it.
But what's quite impressive is going to be on Saturday at 2 p.m. when you learn all this about Forest Park Owls. And this is what I find fascinating. And you talked about this the first time you were on. You're discovering when you go and listen a whole ecosystem that you drive by every day. And David Attenborough actually got me excited. But he did all the planet Earths and everything. But the one that was so cool was when he went into your backyard.
Oh, nice.
And he said, here's what you guys can encounter every day.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go to Florida and see the sharks or go swim with them in South Africa. You can go outside and discover your own ecosystem.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's so much there. And one of the reasons I call the lecture that I'm giving on Saturday, Forest Park Owls Hiding in Plain Sight, is that's what owls do. They are there. Many people see hawks very frequently around their neighborhoods and their daily lives. Well, I tell people more often than not, where you have hawks, you generally have owls.
Because of the predator or the prey that's out there.
Exactly.
Probably.
And so hawks are the day shift.
And owls do the
night shift.
Now, I got a question.
Sure.
Why do they make that mating sound? It is pretty deafening.
The high-pitched whistle?
Yes, that is just something that is out of a horror movie.
Mating sounds are mating sounds.
We'll sit there. I'm sitting there with my aunt, and we'll be sitting there at night at 10 o'clock, and you'll hear it, and it's just, I mean, if you aren't up, you are going to be up soon.
What I'm thinking you're hearing.
Is it not the mating call?
You're probably hearing really intense duets of barred
Yeah,
owls.
that's what it is.
Not barn with an N, but
Yeah.
B-A-R-R-E-D.
Okay.
So barred owls, all owls have a wide range of vocalizations, and sometimes people get a little flummoxed. And I said, well, hold on a second. Do you just talk? Do you not also whisper and beckon and bellow and cajole and so forth? Here I am using one tone of voice, one set of vocabulary. When I'm in Forest Park and I'm in one of the park's many traffic circles or roundabouts, and a car, which happens far too frequently, the car in front of me comes to a complete stop, I use a different set of vocabulary and a different tone of voice, a lot more Anglo-Saxon words. But barred owls, they kind of got in line twice for vocal variety. And their duets get really intense. And it might sound like 4 or 6.
It's like
More often than not, it's just 2.
It's incredible, though. I mean, in barred owls, aren't great horned owls bigger than a barred owl?
Great horned owls and barred owls overlap in size.
Do they? Okay.
But great horned owls are taller. So
That's it.
Barred are 17 to 21, 22 inches. Great horned 18 to 24, 25 inches. The big difference is in weight. Great horned owls are defensive end. Barred owls are a linebacker.
Makes sense. Now, how many different species of owls are in Forest Park? You heard me now talking about the barred owl. Do you guys have quite a variety of outside of the great horn there?
We have barred owls and great horned owls in Forest Park. I've been really, really lucky. I've actually seen 4 species in Forest Park.
Really?
One night, very, very lucky, I saw a short-eared owl in Forest Park, which is a migratory species in Missouri and Illinois. And we do get it in the immediate St. Louis area, but to see one in Forest Park
was pretty cool.
Quite something.
Wow.
And then very early on, studying Charles and company, I got to see eastern screech owls, which are much smaller.
Whoa.
The way I often describe eastern screech owls is they look just like great horned owls that have been left in the dryer too long. They're like 6 to 8 inches
Are they
tall.
migratory as well?
They're not. They're
Whoa.
permanent residents, but owls eat other owls. And the barred owls and great horns have been so successful in Forest Park. I think the eastern screech owls have said, never mind, we're going to go play elsewhere.
Kind of not our neighborhood.
Not our neighborhood. Yeah. I like the way you put it. No, it's not in my neighborhood. That's not my neighborhood.
Yeah, we'll go build new.
Yeah.
With that being said, what are people going to take away the most out of this conversation? How long are we going to be speaking for?
Going to be talking about an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then plenty of time for Q&A. As I always say to my audiences and my hosts, and I really want to thank the Hayner Public Library
That's
District
a great spot
for
you.
having me back. I'm really excited. I've done one talk there before. It's been a while since I've done a talk for them, so very happy to be back here. I've actually done a few in Alton, including one right here in this building.
Did you really?
Yeah. It's been quite a long, it's been probably over 10 years ago, but
Wow.
it was great. So I think that one of the biggest things they're going to come away with is something you just mentioned, that this is all in our backyard, and not just Forest Park, but all over the place. I've seen owls in every corner of the St. Louis metro region, Illinois, Missouri, suburban, urban, rural, big, small, you name it.
Is there anything we can do? Like, let's say we hear the owls screeching behind our houses, or we see maybe one up in the tree. Is there anything we can do, like bird feed, that's not bird feed for owls, that you let them know, hey, this is a safe spot for you to prowl at night and get some of my mice?
Well, it's actually interesting. When you have bird feeders, some of that bird food is going to fall into the ground, which will attract
mice,
rodents.
Yep.
And so that can.
I got 2 neighbors that are giving me problems right now.
There you go. one of the biggest things, and it's under. Yeah,
I love
could be
them.
some tricky neighbors.
I do want to say I love them.
That's a good call.
I just wanted to say
one of the
my
biggest
ass.
things you can do with rodents that may not be welcome in and around your home is to let nature take care of the problem.
Yeah.
Don't use rodent poison.
Because you're going to kill the animal that eats the rat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's the best mousetrap? I'd say the ones that have been evolving for millions of years.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
He's been on the market for a couple thousand years.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, thousands. One of the videos I'm going to be showing during my presentation is of Charles catching a mouse or vole right on the ground. Whoa. Just amazing. So people are going to, another big thing I really like to put into my talk, not in a really explicit way, but anyone can do this. I'm just a regular guy. Anyone can study nature in a very rewarding manner. Doesn't matter how you make your living, if you went to school, what you studied in school, where you went to school, how tall you are, what car you drive. Anyone can study nature.
It's so fascinating that you say that, because you're right. And what I think is so important too is I think studying nature is so good for people too. Because you realize that you have to slow your roll down in life.
Well
and
said.
I'm sure that you've figured that out so quickly with these owls, because, I mean, you're living a live soap opera on top of documenting everything, and you become attached to these owls.
Yes.
I mean, they become, I'd hate to say it, but almost like a secondary family, because you're seeing them live out their day-to-day lives and documenting it.
Yes. And I was just saying to your next guest, who's in the health field, that there's a lot of health benefits to being out in nature and studying nature. And I love the way you said it, slow your roll.
Yeah.
It puts you in a different rhythm, a different frame of mind. It's a nice, not distraction, but a nice direction. I'm focusing on something else. I'm not thinking about my work or my personal life. I'm focused on something else, and I'm going to take benefits away from doing all of this.
I think it's so cool too, because, so many times, especially now it seems like more and more of the conversations, well, maybe we should find something that's not necessarily in a bar every night, having a few beers. And it's like, well, think about what you could accomplish if you go, you know what, I'm going to live a healthier lifestyle. Let's get outside. And maybe it's not owls. Maybe you're looking at the trees and the way the leaves are changing colors every year, and you're documenting how much snowfall we had, and whatever.
It's whatever interests you.
Right.
And what's great is if you concentrate on one thing without even trying, you're going to learn about many of those other things. The other day I was leading an owl prowl, and I was pointing out a couple of trees that the owls had been using, and one of my folks asked a great question. They said, have you learned more about trees from studying the owls? I said, a lot more, and I still have a lot more to learn, but it's all of these things interact together. I pay way more attention to the weather than I used to.
Well, one day, now, because the zoo's right over there, and Brian keeps going back to over the zoo. I was over there, and I used to go all the time. I'm a big zoo I just think we have the best zoo ever.
Oh, it's
I
fantastic.
Love it.
I'm overdue myself.
And they were talking about, though, they saved a salamander from the brink of extinction. That was a local freshwater salamander. Do you know anything about that?
A little. The hellbender. Ozark hellbender.
I'm so glad I just brought this up, because I keep thinking about Forest Park and the zoo, and I remember it was the most fascinating thing I've ever. It was like a 30-minute presentation, and we walked through their intakes. And
nice.
It was cooler than hell.
Yeah. So that salamander is an endemic species to Missouri. It's only found in Missouri.
Wow.
Yeah. And which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is
and
cool.
Illinois has their own endemic species, and these can be salamanders, they can be trees, it can be a moss, it can be a fern. And the zoo has been doing great efforts to bring the natural wild populations back through breeding in captivity.
Yeah, it was the cool. Thanks for clarifying, because I remembered this and I couldn't remember the name of it. And it was so cool to hear them speak on this and what they've done to save them.
So just think RiverBender, but hell instead of river.
Yeah, Hellbender.
There you go. Oh, I should mention that I took a different route to get here today. I drove right from Dogtown, not across the bridge. I drove straight down to the arch, parked my car, popped my trunk, put on my ice skates.
Is Forest Park hard to navigate right now?
No, they do a great job of plowing it.
Good.
It's actually often better than some of the city streets. Sometimes it's like, okay, I got to the park. The hard part's over.
Do you know what we call snow in this part of the country? Temporary road relief. Because the snow fills those potholes, so you can just drive right over them.
I hit a few interesting ones. But yes, it was lovely to skate up the Mississippi this morning.
Real quick, how cold can outside temperatures get for these houses? Because I mean, it is a good question. -18 wind chills,
Yeah.
0, -2. What can they really stay accustomed to or deal with?
Depends on the type of owl. And the great horned owls are very well adapted to the cold weather.
Okay.
But it's been very interesting. We've seen some, not every night, but in this cold stretch, and last night was one of them, Charles was in no hurry to get out of bed. Just like some of us on these super cold mornings, we're like, nope.
Hell, I almost missed my show today.
There you go.
I woke up at like 7:45 and went, oh man, my phone's dead. This isn't going to be, I thought I missed it already.
Wow. So they can really hang with the tough temperatures. The tougher time for Charles & Company is the summer.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Imagine wearing all your winter clothes all year long.
Yeah.
So, but they have ways.
Do they shed or do they molt?
They molt. It's a very gradual molt, but they have ways both behaviorally and biochemically of dealing with extreme cold and extreme heat.
So cool. Well, you guys need to be a part of this conversation to learn so much. I always love talking with you. I mean, I could do a whole nature podcast. I just love talking about animals. Wouldn't
Thank you. I can tell. You know a lot.
I like the Barbarossa. That's why I go to St. Louis Zoo. It's a pig that eats things that are actually poisoning it, so it has to drink mineral water for its antidote. It's like the coolest thing. David Attenborough told me that.
There you go.
Register now for Mark Glenshaw's presentation, Forest Park Owls Hiding in Plain Sight, this Saturday the 21st at Hayner Public Library, their Alton Square Mall location at 2 p.m. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks so much.
Great
to see you, CJ.
Oh, no problem. Great to see you too. 2:20. It is 10:31 on this 20th day of the second month. I just had a little bit of dyslexia there. We'll come back. More Daily Show hits you next.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm scared me half to death. Open up the window, sucker. Let me catch my breath. Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come. That ain't the way to have fun.
10:35, welcome back. Thursday morning continues on Riverbender Roku TV with Jen and NFuze Wellness. The grand opening set. Couple of days away. We're getting close. How are you feeling?
Good. Excited. Thanks for having me.
Well, and I'm really excited to have you in studio. Kathy was filling me in a little bit more about what NFuze is all about. Now, grand opening in a week. Literally
Correct.
1 week.
1 week, yeah.
Are the nerves there, or are you just excited more than anything?
A little of both. Definitely excited. It's been a long time in the planning, so we're very excited to share it with everyone.
Well, take me through your background a little bit. What led to NFuze?
Yeah, so I am a registered nurse, and I've been a nurse for 22 or maybe 23 years now. And I was in the hospital for about 20 years, and actually lost my job during COVID, crazy enough.
Really?
Yeah, I was a manager, and they were eliminating positions because the hospitals weren't making money during COVID.
Wow.
So, but it gave me the push I needed to decide I didn't want to be in the hospital anymore, and got really interested in health and wellness, and started NFuze. It was just myself and my medical director doing IV hydration. We offered mobile, so we went to people's house, their office. And then it quickly grew, added more services. We offer medical weight loss, which has been huge. And then we started in the aesthetic world as well. And we had 2 rooms that we were renting at another local spa, and quickly outgrew that. And we have just moved into an 1,800 square foot space. We have 7 treatment rooms and an IV lounge, and we're just super excited to be there.
This is so cool. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there, breaking the fourth wall for the audience. I have a lot. I'm like a Honda Accord. I got a lot of city miles on me the last couple of weeks. Should I be getting an IV? Because I feel like I am just exhausted all the time. I am dehydrated. I feel like I could drink a gallon of water and I'm still drinking more water, or I'm still thirsty. What is the proper? I mean, what would be the way to rejuvenate? Because I've heard from so many people that these IV treatments are just like out of this world, mind blowing.
Yeah, they absolutely are, and I think everyone can benefit from them.
We should have done one live. I would have done it.
Yeah, totally. I'm down. But it's good. I mean, nobody drinks enough water these days. So, but not only the hydration, you're getting your vitamins right into your bloodstream. So the benefit of that is that when you're taking oral, by the time they get broken down in your GI system, you probably only get about 7 to 14% what we call bioavailable, or what your body actually uses. When you get it through an IV, you get over 90%.
Wow.
So it can help with energy, immunity, anti-aging. We even have a hangover one that's pretty popular.
I'll be needing that soon.
Yeah. It's become definitely more people are proactive with their health. Just like you said, we don't have enough energy. We don't drink enough water.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I started seeing them talked about just on national, like little, smaller podcasts. And then Rogan finally started talking about these IV trips he was doing after nights of party. And I started going, is that safe? And then I started looking into it, and I'm going, man, this is for me. Because it seems like these also help, don't they, for people that have like seasonal depression and different things like that too, correct?
Absolutely. It definitely can benefit for that.
Oh, I love this.
It is very safe, but you do want to make sure that wherever you're going to get your infusion, that you're going to a medical provider. We also have a medical director, and all of our clients see one of our nurse practitioners to make sure they're safe and effective for them before we actually do treatment for them.
How do I know what's right for me? What type of IV treatment?
So you can definitely ask us, like we would guide you through that process and what your goals are, what you're looking for. There's different types of ingredients that help for different things. So depending on what your biggest goal or thing that you need help with, we can recommend for you.
I'm in for like 2 days. Like, can I get 4 of these? I'm serious.
Start with one.
I mean, this is incredible. So, question though for you is, I'm on your website. We'll take people there now. It's NFuzeWellness.com, and this is /IV drips. But I just looking through it. See, is there some catch-all categories where maybe I'm new to this, I don't know what I necessarily need?
Yeah.
Is there a generalized, let's get your levels back up to balance?
Absolutely. We recommend the Myers cocktail. That's the most popular. That one has a blend of vitamins that is good for energy, immunity, and hydration. So if you've never done one before, that's the one we usually recommend, and that usually gives people a nice little pep in their step, and they come back wanting more.
How often should you be going to get an IV treatment?
Sure. It just really depends on the person. It's safe to do weekly. We have some clients who like them weekly. Most people don't need them weekly.
Yeah.
An average about once a month is good. Personally, that's when I do mine. I start noticing I'm dragging a little.
Yeah.
It's time for my IV for the month.
I'm serious. Like, I'm in. I am 100% in on this. And it goes back to the bigger point, and this is something we hit on all the time, is so many times you see on Facebook I kind of am taking a shot, I shouldn't lie, but you see it on Google too, where you go, IV treatments near me, and it's somebody that's not licensed that maybe took an online course and got certified from who knows where and who knows what, and it's a very dangerous, problematic issue that could lead to very serious situations. Yes. How important is it to, like, going to an NFuze Wellness where, you have someone who's been in the medical field as a nurse, who is licensed, who knows what they're doing? I mean, to me, it seems like that is a priceless part of what you guys offer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, safety is one of our highest standards. And like I said, all of our clients visit with one of our nurse practitioners first, just to make sure that it truly is safe for them. And we do individualized orders for that patient. So we tailor the treatment specifically to them, because our goal is to provide personalized care and amazing results. And we want you to look and feel your best from the inside out.
I'm serious. I've never been so sold on getting this stuff. Like, I'm ready to take off work today and see if I can get fit in. Now, question, how does scheduling work for NFuze?
So we do have online scheduling available.
Oh, you're great.
So, or you can call or text our business line as well, and we'd be happy to help you get scheduled.
Well, and it doesn't just start and end at IV drips. I mean, there's so much more. This medical weight loss is really a fascinating topic, too. I was over in St. Louis radio, and we had a client that I always called it a little bit of snake oil because I didn't know what was going on, But we had a couple of people that were hosts that were a part of this program, and some it worked for brilliantly, and some others it didn't work for. Now I question the diet of the ones it didn't work for, because there's a twofold approach in that. Take me through what you guys do with your medical weight loss.
Yeah, absolutely. So we use semaglutide, which is very well known. Ozempic and Wegovy are the brand names. Now we use the compounded version, which is like a generic version. It does work. It's great. It suppresses appetite. But just as you said, it's not magic. So clients have to do their part. And those that follow that with a diet and exercise and healthy lifestyle are the ones who are going to get the best results and the long-term results that they're after.
I am so, this is just incredible. You're doing an awesome job.
Oh, thanks.
This is your first interview?
I think so.
Radio,
yeah.
Good for you. 10:43. We'll take. Can you stay around for a quick break?
Absolutely.
I got to pay my last bill of this Thursday. It is a whopping 9 degrees out there. 10:42. We'll come back with more on NFuze Wellness right after this on RiverBender and Roku TV.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. 10:46. Welcome back to this Thursday morning. Back with Jen and NFuze Wellness. Alrighty, back to more that you all offer. So let's talk aesthetics here real quick. And, well, not real quick. Let's talk about all the things you all offer over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we offer a range of aesthetic treatments. You can get the traditional Botox and filler, and then we have a lot of regenerative aesthetic medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are now going for something a more natural approach, which is definitely what we love. We have things like microneedling that stimulates collagen production. We even have PRP, which we actually draw your blood, spin it down and get your plasma that has your platelets in it.
Mm-hmm.
And your platelets have amazing growth factors in them that's wonderful for your skin. So we can use that topically. We can also inject that into the scalp. So it helps with restoration, hair restoration.
Mm-hmm.
It's truly amazing the things we can do now.
Well, and on top of that, too, when you see someone coming in, what is really the most common procedure, most common practice that folks are looking to accomplish?
Yeah, well, I will say most people, nobody wants to look old, right? We don't want wrinkles. We don't want volume loss. So we're fighting aging with every step of the way. But first and foremost, we have to look at their skin and make sure that their skin is healthy. Yeah. So we do offer a great line of skincare called ZO Skin Health, and it's done amazing things for people because it's one of those things. It's like going to the dentist. You want to come and get your procedures for your face, but you also need to take care of it every day. Because it's like going to the dentist and never brushing your teeth if you don't do that at-home care too.
Right. Well, and on top of that, IM injections. So I'm not too, if I could ask you during the break, I didn't even know what it meant, but I was in. I believe in it.
Sign me up.
So take me through. Is this a newer trend that you're seeing, or is this something that's been long-standing?
Oh, it's been long-standing. So IM just means intramuscular. So we do that. It's a shot either in your shoulder or your hip. It's better for if it's just a quick fix. If you don't have time for an IV, you can come in and get a shot of B12. And it seems to last pretty long for you too.
Yeah. And who's the normal fit, the normal demo for an IM and jet? What is that crowd normally?
Everyone.
Really?
Everyone.
This is so cool. Okay, I'm in. So is that kind of the beauty of an NFuze Wellness too, is that you guys really do cater to all walks of life, no matter the age?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have something that everybody could benefit from.
So cool. Take me through the team a little bit.
Yes. So we had a very small team in the beginning, and we have grown even recently much more. We don't even have all of my team updated on the website now, but we started with just myself and a medical director, and we're now up to, I think, a team of 8. So we have a couple nurses that are amazing. We have just hired somebody for our front desk who is doing awesome. And then we have some lovely estheticians there as well, and our nurse injectors. So It's an amazing team. We have a great culture. We love working together, and we love serving the clients.
I love this. This is so cool. And whether or not you're going for your immunity booster or weight loss or skinny shot, vitamin B12 or vitamin D, those IM treatments are there and injections. And also on the flip side, it seems like with your team, getting back into them, it seems like everyone's really passionate about this too. They really do live this way of life.
For sure, they do. And that's when I interview anyone, I'm really looking for that culture fit. I want them to be passionate about it and enjoy it, because then that just comes across to clients. They don't want to talk to somebody who's not actually interested in what they're offering. So when you're passionate about it, it's so easy to talk about.
Well, and your prices are very affordable for this, because it used to be a couple of weeks or years ago, it was like, I don't know if I can do that. It's a great idea, but it's a once in a year type of opportunity for some, or once, maybe twice a year. Now, I mean, every single thing is pretty affordable for people.
We try to get our pricing so that they are at an affordable price for most people. Some of the aesthetic procedures can get a little bit more expensive, but we do offer financing as well. So if the client wants to do that route, we can do that as well.
This is so cool. And what's red light therapy?
Oh my gosh, red light therapy is so exciting. That's one of my favorite things. Yeah, so we actually just got our red light therapy bed in yesterday. It looks like a tanning bed, but it has red lights. And if you don't know about red lights, there's so many health benefits for that. Mm-hmm. It helps with weight loss. It helps with inflammation. It helps with chronic pain. It helps with hair restoration, neuropathies. I mean, you name it.
Really?
Yes, it is truly amazing. And you just lie in the bed for 15 minutes. It's nice and warm and cozy. And get your treatment.
How was getting into this? The grand opening of this location coming up in 7 days.
Yes.
How are we going to celebrate it?
Oh, we got a big celebration ready to go. We're going to have some drinks and food. We're doing a ribbon cutting at 4. We're going to have lots of great sales and specials.
Really cool.
And some giveaways, some door prizes, a grand prize. So you definitely don't want to miss it.
Really, really cool. What is going on here? I don't know what we're doing, but we got a lot of emails today, and
all right.
So people are listening to
That's
it.
Great.
So what's the best way to book? I mean, are you guys booking a couple of weeks out? What's that kind of look like now for folks?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the treatment, but we can usually get people in that week, and we try our best to get them in the same day if we can.
Really cool.
I have some nurses who are hard workers, so if they're coming in for a shot, we will get them in. Some of the aesthetic treatments with the estheticians, we want to make sure everybody's nice and relaxed, so it may be a little bit longer, but we will definitely work on getting them in.
So I'm getting ready to book my appointment with you. What would you recommend for CJ?
So I think you definitely should go with some Botox and filler. No, just kidding. You need the Myers cocktail.
That was great. Yeah. That's what I'm going to be booking. I'm going to go up and see. I need this. I've been wanting to try this for so long, and I think it'd be great to showcase with people on the show. We go up, I'll bring we'll film it somehow, and we'll show people it's great.
We got a great IV lounge. Our recliners are heated massage chairs, so you can just get cozy.
Man, how long's the session?
About an hour.
What?
Yep, it's perfect.
I'm in. That's a good lunch.
Yeah, it's perfect lunchtime treatment.
So what else do we need to get out about NFuze today that we haven't touched on?
I think that's it. I have a great, passionate team, and we're just so excited to share it with the rest of the community. We already have some great clientele, but we're always looking to expand.
And where's the new location?
So the new location is at 104 South Buchanan Street in downtown Edwardsville. If you know where Wasabi Sushi is, we're actually right between Wasabi and Subway.
I'll see you soon.
Super easy to find.
I'll see you soon. I'm serious. This is wonderful. You can learn more by going to NFuzeWellness.com. We will link everything on a write-up on RiverBender.com. Jen, thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show on this Thursday morning, right after this, on this brutally hot day of 9 degrees. Oh, next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Breaking national news, 10:57. By the way, we had a couple of people asking what I did, why I haven't shown you any shots of the world. I'm working with EarthCam, and we're trying to work out a really cool partnership. And I think that what's going to happen with it is going to be pretty cool. And I hope that y'all kind of stay tuned, because I haven't shown the White House or the Capitol or Niagara Falls or Vegas or for a while, because there's more at play. But I would have entered the segment with a shot of the Capitol, because we do have breaking national news at 10:57, and we'll have more for you later on today. But FBI Director nominee Kash Patel has advanced to the final confirmation vote in the Senate. Susan Collins vows to oppose Kash Patel ahead of that critical vote. But breaking news, the FBI Director, the nominee to be the next FBI Director, has advanced, and Kash Patel now makes that final push to that final confirmation vote. So that's breaking nationally. A vote to invoke cloture and begin up to 30 hours of debate on the nominee passed 51 to 47. Members of the Senate Judiciary voted earlier this month 12 to 10 to pass to advance Patel to the full floor. Still, Patel, sorry, this weather's so bad. Patel faced a somewhat rockier path to confirmation, even the Republican majority chamber, after Democrats on the panel used their political weight to delay Patel's confirmation vote earlier this month. Top Judiciary Democrat Dick Durbin claimed on the Senate floor that Patel had been behind recent mass firings at the FBI, citing that he is described as highly credible whistleblower reports, including Patel, and personally directed the ongoing purge of FBI employees to his prior to his confirmation. However, it was sharply refuted by Senate Republicans, who described the allegation as baseless and politically motivated attempt to delay Patel's confirmation, and by a Patel aide who described Durbin's claims as categorically false of the Illinois senator. This person told Fox News Digital and told AP Digital Patel flew home to Vegas after his confirmation hearing and had been sitting there waiting for the process to play out. And we'll keep you updated as this keeps moving to that final vote in the next couple of days. But that is, I think, going to be the biggest story of the morning, to at least maybe even the day, of Kash Patel moving in further in that advance that director nominee vote. And then Mitch McConnell has announced that he will not seek re-election in the 2026 Senate campaign. So we will have a new senator out of Kentucky. No telling who it could be, but Mitch McConnell will not be seeking re-election in 2026. Those are your two national news stories of the day. I'm out of time. See you on Friday when we're wrapping up the week that was. Why am I yelling? I don't know. See you tomorrow. Try your best to stay out of jail.
To the life he once knew. Oh, yes, he did. He said